What's up, people? I'm Shaggy, the Opinionated Hippie, continuing my deep dive into Ween's live catalog. Going to talk about their fifth live release today, live in Chicago. This came out in 2004. It is a group of songs that were pulled from shows at the Vic Theater in late 2003, 17 songs. If you have their other releases, or particularly if you have Live at Stubbs, there are a number of repeated songs that were also on the Stubbs release. Even if you don't, this one has more of a longer extended piano intro, which I don't think is necessary. So maybe Stubbs is the preferred version of that. A Voodoo Lady, an HIV song, and then an Ocean Man. So 4 songs are repeated. Oh, Buckingham Green, Spinal Meningitis. So 6 songs out of the 17 are repeated, but they all work. They're all fantastic. They're great to hear live. I do think the Stubbs sound is maybe a little better than this. This sounds really good, but this does have more of a like, I'm in the theater hearing the band sound, where I think the Stubbs sound is a little more of a pure soundboard type sound, though there's 0 complaints about the sound on this. What else? Songs are great. I think this is a really another impressive document for how this band can bring all the different things that they do in the studio and somehow make them work live. They can take a song like Mutilated Lips with the awesome percussion, with the weird background sounds, the keyboardist doing great stuff, the delicate guitar work, and they can bring that to a large theater. They can bring that to an amphitheater and make it work. And at the same time, they can like jam out something like I'll Be Your Johnny on the Spot and just blow the roof off the sucker. 17 songs, starts off with Take Me Away. Good example, another thing before we go into this, if you've only heard the studio stuff, there are a number of songs that they do live that just redefine the song in a way or add an extra element where it's a little bit looser and jammier, not to like some huge Fish extent, but maybe an extra 30 seconds a minute. Just let the song breathe a little more. One other thing I was going to say about seeing them live. I don't know. Oh, also, this isn't a very brown release. It does kind of get brown a little bit in the middle. There's a sequence of songs that has that little indulgent Ween fever flavor. But for the most part, I think if you're new to Ween and you want to get into the live stuff, I think this is a really good beginner's CD. Diener gets to shred a lot. You get some humor. You get some darkness. You get some, whoa, they went there. You get a little bit of it all. And all of this stuff is available on studio stuff. We don't get any like really deep songs that have not been released. Opens up with Take Me Away. Awesome opener. Not the actual opener, usually a 3 or 4 songs into a show song. Works well as an opener on the CD. They kind of break down that middle part. Diener gets some licks in there. Diener's kind of joking around vocally before they build up to the climactic finish. Much faster than the studio version. They bring the energy for Take Me Away. Then we get the Grobe, which just sounds bigger and proggier and more majestic in the live sense. Pretty much the same as the studio version, just sounds bigger. Transdermal Celebration, another one of Diener's greatest licks. The guitar solo on this, the energy on this, such an absolutely amazing song. Even if you don't, little piano messing around, teasing before we get the opening lick. Don't think we need that opening stuff. Kind of wish it wasn't there. They do that live. I don't think it's on the Stubbs stuff. This is one of the Stubbs repeats tracks. Even if you don't, great song. Voodoo Lady. If you haven't heard of live Voodoo Lady, Diener gets a massive solo in the middle. Just shreds. They funkify the beginning before they drop into the dun 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 dun. Before they drop into the riff. The middle they kind of break down and funkify it a little bit. Nice, looser, more jammy song. Diener gets his jammy pack on for this one. The shortest, at 7.5 minutes, I think this is the shortest version we've heard so far. I know the Stubbs one, I want to say is closer to 10 minutes. Stubbs one, I think, is the best released one so far. Then we get the HIV song. Yeah, if you haven't heard that, well, it's an HIV song. We get Baby Bitch, which sounds absolutely beautiful, absolutely wonderful. Diener's performances on this are always fantastic. Another song which just becomes bigger and grander and just seems more of an event when it's live as compared to the studio version. Roses Are Free, absolutely fantastic. And then we go into what kind of feels like a slightly brown segment. It's a little darker era, though not really. We get a Mutilated Lips, which just sounds beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Chocolate Town, breezy, 70s soft rock, just awesome. Oh, just the groove, the sway. You just kind of want to dance and maybe hold somebody you love. Sail Brown Bay to Chocolate Town. Beautiful vocal performance by Gene. Then we get I'll Be Your Johnny on the Spot. If you have not heard a live I'll Be Your Johnny on the Spot, it's a whole different beast. It's just like a full on, almost like speed metal type, their version of that. It's just really hyper and driven, and Diener gets to just absolutely shred in the middle, and they kind of like completely break it down where he's just going off and then the band comes in. It's just, it is adrenaline 100%. It completely redefines what an I'll Be Your Johnny on the Spot is. Blows the Mollusk version out of the water, if you ask me. Fantastic. Buckingham Green, which is usually an opener song. I believe it was an opener for one of these shows. On the DVD, it's the actual opener. Absolutely amazing. This is one song. The actual song itself, once you get to it, is the same as the version on the Mollusk. But they start off with Dean alone on guitar, just doing this dun 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 dun, just kind of chugging away. Then Gene comes in with the vocals. They break down that middle section, and that closing guitar solo of Diener's, and then they go into that dun dun dun, and they do that breakdown thing for the vinyl vocals. Epic. One of the best ways to kick off a show. Absolutely magnificent. Sounds amazing. A must-hear Ween moment. If you've not heard Buckingham Green live, change that now. Spinal Meningitis Got Me Down. This is the rock version of that. Diener shreds at the end, got way more energy than that studio version. It's almost like a feel-good sing-along song live. That's what they do to this. Pork Roll, Egg, and Cheese, fantastic, upbeat, everybody sing along. Great, great song. Then we get the Argus, little prog action, a little of like sampling of 4 or 5 different early 70s prog bands with an absolutely amazing Steve Hackett era Genesis type closing guitar solo by Diener that could go on for another minute. Nobody would complain. It's just almost a taste. It's like just long enough to like make you happy, but not long enough to satisfy you. You want more. The closing solo, he's evoking Hackett beautifully. Sounds like the end of like something on you would hear on like Foxtrot or Nursery Crime, or maybe even like a not a Trick of the Tail, maybe even like a Selling England by the Pound solo. Absolutely fantastic closing solo. Then we get Zoloft, which probably makes you feel like you're on Zoloft. It's chill and relaxing, but there's these weird breakdowns in it where the rhythm gets weird for a bit, or feels like the song's gonna fall apart. Next thing you're like, oh, I'm back, and I'm still feeling good. It was just kind of out there for a minute, kind of lost sense of what was going on, but yeah, I snapped back. I'm with you. Beautiful Zoloft, great song. Shouldn't work live. This and Mutilated Lips are so delicate and so just almost seem bare bones that it doesn't feel like they should be able to pull this off live, but they do. And then we close out with a no nonsense, get right to it Ocean Man. Who doesn't love an Ocean Man? It's a great listen. It's fantastic from start to finish. There's nothing on here that's not worth listening to. Not a slow moment, not a dull moment, not a bad moment. Highlights, they do what they're supposed to do, right? But I think the songs that really like are the draw for this, because they're going a little bit over than what they would do on a studio version. I think from like the Mutilated Lips, Chocolate Town, I'll Be Your Johnny, Buckingham, Spinal, like that section right there, their live like muscles are flexing pretty hardcore. The Voodoo Lady is great, but I think the one on Stubbs is better. And then we get the Argus and Zoloft Man towards the end, which are fantastic. And who doesn't like... I love this listen. I love this thing. It's a great listen. Question is, where would I rank it? Among all the others that I've already done, the 4 others, it's actually my least favorite. I have it at number 5. Not saying it's not good. I just spent 9 minutes and 47 seconds saying it was good. It is good. But live in Toronto, All Request, Painting live, those are those I like a little bit better. I think this one, the Live in Chicago and Live at Stubbs kind of are covering the same territory. A 2000 show, a 2003 show, both from a run, Stubbs run and Vic Theater run. So they are kind of similar. The band was playing a lot of the same stuff in these two eras. The vibe was kind of the same. You have the exact same band. And so I think the comparison between Stubbs and Chicago is the reason Chicago is down here. You take Stubbs off this list, Chicago probably bumps ahead of Toronto. I think it does bump ahead of Toronto, but because Stubbs exists, Chicago's going to end up at the bottom of the list. But that doesn't mean I don't like this. And I absolutely love the DVD. The DVD is a good watch. A bunch of bonus songs on the DVD that aren't on the CD. The DVD opens with the Buckingham Green, the Spinal, the Porgy, Roll, Egg, and Cheese. But then we get to Take Me Away, because I think that's the natural flow of that show. But the songs that you get on the DVD that aren't on the CD, Touch My Tutor, Don't Laugh, I Love You, All My Love, Big Jim, You Effed Up, Dr. Rock, She F's Me, Booze Me Up, and then they close out with the Blarney Stone. So those are your bonus tracks. But anyways, on the DVD. That's all I got. Let me know your thoughts on this CD. I highly recommend you check it out if you don't. I think this is a good sort of starter CD, because if you like this, you're just going up from here on out. Everything else, I would argue, is better. Even the really brown, really difficult All Request Live. Subscribe, like, share, comment. Thanks for watching. It's been a crazy hyper day. Still got a lot of energy. Gonna go somehow get rid of this. All right. Go listen to this CD. Peace. Talk to you later.